Hello everyone. So I hope you all are doing great. So today I'm back with another lecture on Linux, and this is the lecture number 47 on Linux. Okay. So today we came back with another topic on management, and this is the group management. Okay, topic. So basically, let me tell you that this is also one of the most important concept under management. So this is the group management topic. So in today's lecture, my main objective is that I'm going to discuss that why do we use group management in Linux and how do we use this concept in industries. What are the two categories under group management? How do we can create a new group? How we can create or make members under groups. So we're going to cover up all these things with practical, okay, for the better understanding of the concept. So for that I recommend that you should watch the entire video so that you will not going to miss any vital information regarding group management. Okay, so now I think we need to begin with the lecture without wasting our time. Okay, so yeah, before moving directly with the group management concept, let's understand these two terms by dividing both of the terms like group and management. So first let's understand the term group. What does the group mean? So as we all know, and in general way as well, group means a collection of people. And if I talk about the second term, management, so the word management means it is a kind of a process in which we deal or control something or people. So if I combine both terms together, it will be great like that, a process in which we control a collection of people, which means we will going to control collection of group, collection of people, we will going to control a group. Okay, but in Linux we do not call people, we call users. Okay, so in Linux we will going to control or we will going to manage the users. So that's why the group management concept is came under Linux. Okay, so this is the term. Now, let's dig into the lecture so that you will able to understand it. Now, basically what happens under Linux? Suppose you have created a user. Suppose we have created a user through user add command. Now, I have created a user named as hub. Okay. So, I have created a user named as hub. Now, what happens? Basically, under Linux, if you created a user, so we have created the user hub. So, in Linux, what happens? Basically, when you created any user, any normal user, so by default, automatically a group will regenerate according to that particular user. So basically what happens when you create a normal user named as hub, so a group will also get created of that particular user. So a group will be created of its own name. So the group will be created by the name on hub. Okay. So this happens in Linux. When you create any user, so automatically a group will also going to regenerate. So a group will be also created of that particular user. So suppose if we have created hub user, so hub users, a group will also get created and its name is also hub. Okay. So let's understand it by write it there as well. So this one is our user which we have created on our own, but we haven't created any group. But under Linux, when you create any user, so automatically a group will also get created of that specific name, or should I say it will belong, that group will be belong to that particular user. Okay, so now after that, suppose hub user have created a file. Okay, on his system hub user has also created a file named as abc. Now what happens? Abc file. So when you create any file, folder, or even link in these kind of document, it will be divided into three sections under Linux. So what kind of these three sections are being referring here, and what are the three sections here? So basically when you create any file, folder, or even link, so such kind of document will be divided into three sections. Okay, so the very first section is refer for the user, or should I say the owner of that particular document. Suppose if we have created a file ABC. Now, the first section is referring for the owner, who the person has been created that this particular file. So we all know that the hub user has created a file ABC. So the owner of that file is hub. Okay, so the owner of this file ABC is hub user. Now, the second section. What does the second section is being referred? So, the second section is refer for the group owner. Who is the group owner of that particular file or folder? Now, we all know when we create any user, so automatically a group will also get created. And we all know when that particular user is belong to, or the particular user when create any file or folder, so it also able to going that particular file or folder into some sort of group. So basically what happens, let's understand this in a better way. And till that time, let's understand the third section so that we can understand the second section, which is our main section under group management. Okay, so our third section is refer for the other section. Now what does this section means? So suppose in your system, we all know that in our system, not only single user exists. There are multiple users, and even there are even two users also exist. One is our super user and other one is a normal user. Now let's assume there are many normal users also exist in our system. So let's assume that AWS 1, AWS 2, AWS 3, AWS 4, AWS 5. These 5 users also exist on my system. Now, these 5 users are the normal users who does not belong to that particular user hub or who does not belong to that particular file ABC. So all these users will become under the section others. Okay. Right now, all these users doesn't have any relation with the particular file ABC. So all these users are the other section. Okay, so all these users will be come under other section. Now assume we want that AWS 1, 2 and 3, these 3 users can perform any task, can do any operation like editing, modification or changes, even deleting something, append the content, can do all type of operation under my file ABC. So a hub user wants that AWS 1 user, AWS 2 user and AWS 3 users, all these 3 users can do the task, can perform any operation on my particular file ABC. Okay, now in such type of situation, we need to assign permission. Basically, what happens whenever you create any file folder, so that kind of file folder or any link, any kind of document will also get some sort of permission. So we all know when we create any file folder or even link, these type of document will be divided into 3 sections. First is your owner, second is your group owner, third one is your other section. First, owner refer for such kind of a person who has been created that particular document. Second is refer for group owner. The file is come under in whatever group, in whichever group, the owner of that particular group will be the second section come under this. Like if this file is created by hub, so as we all know that hub has already automatically has its own group, so this file will automatically go under the hub name of group. Okay, so the group owner of that ABC file is automatically would be goes to hub user only. We're going to understand second section betterly in few minutes. Okay, so now let's move to the third section. What does the third section is being referred? So the third section is such kind of a section in which our normal users will be exist. Okay. Now, even after, basically what happens, these section also get some sort of permission. Like what kind of permission? So let me tell you that in Linux, when we will going to discuss the permission management topic, we'll able to understand the permission topic clearly. Till now, you just able to get an overview that what kind of permission do we get in Linux, so that we can understand the group management as well. Okay. So in Linux we get 3 type of permission. RWX. Now, let's understand what are these 3 kind of permission is being referring here. So, if I talk about the R permission, R refer for read. Second, W. W permission is refer for write. And if I talk about the third, X refer for execute. Now, let's understand all these 3 elaborately one by one. Okay. So if I talk about the read permission, suppose if you have created a folder and under that particular folder you have created a file as well, and under this file you have write something like you have appended the content, you have done the scripting, okay, and whatever you have want to do, you have done that. Now suppose other user, let's assume this by practical so that we can understand it better. Suppose this is the user Delhi and there is a user Azure, okay. Now suppose Delhi user have created a folder mkdir. Delhi user have created a folder named as laptop, and under the laptop folder he has created a file desktop, and under this file he has written something like welcome, thanks, some digits, okay, and save the file. Now Azure is a normal user. Now this user wants to read that particular file desktop. Okay. Now this user is want to read that particular file desktop. Now how he will going to read it if he doesn't get any permission? So it is necessary that the user, that in the other section we do have the permission called R, which is referring for the read, so that the particular other user can read anything, any file, anything under the folder. Okay, so R refer for the read operation. So similarly, as we know that as a owner it will also get the permission R for read, and as a group owner it will also going to get the R permission read. Okay, so by default in a file the R permission is by defaulted get in each section. It will also get to the owner section, on the group section, as well as in the other section, so that anyone who is able to, or whoever is going to be under the in these three section will able to read the particular folder or a file. So our operation is refer for the read. Now what is referring here write? So as we can correlate it, write means we want to, if we want to write or append any like append anything, or if we want to remove anything, so these kind of things come under the write operation. So if we want to write something, suppose I want, as a normal user Azure wants to write something or wants to append the content under desktop file, but if he doesn't get the right permission, how he will going to do that? So it is necessary that he has the right permission too, so that he can write, okay, the operations. Now if I talk about the third permission, it is referring for the execute. Execute means to enter in a particular folder. Suppose as a normal user Azure, if he doesn't get the execute permission, so how it is possible that he can write under a particular folder or a file? Assume the Azure user get the permission of read and write but doesn't get the permission of execute. Now the question is here, how the Azure user can enter into the laptop file if he doesn't get the execute operation. Until the time he doesn't get the execute operation, he is not able to read the file or even write under a file. So that is why all three permission are being play an important role in the permission management and even in the group management. Okay. So these are three permissions: read, write, execute. Similarly, when you create any file, we all know the file symbol is hyphen. Okay, so whenever we create any file, in the section of owner, a particular file will get the permission of RWX. Okay, so owner get the full permission of a file RWX. But if I talk about under the group owner and other section, the file in the files as in a file, the group owner section will only get the read permission. Similarly, the other section will only get the read permission. Okay, so this is the permission. Now as we are able to understand that in the owner section it has the full permission RWX, read, write, execute, but in the group section as well as in the other section it has only the permission of read. Now we all know that AWS 1, 2 and 3, all these three users wants to enter into that ABC file and wants to write something and execute operations. Now how they can do that? if they only has the permission of read. They can only read the file but can't able to do anything, but can't do the operations. So in such situation, what we can do? So in such situation, hub has two options. The first option is that hub can assign permission or change the permission of other section. He can make it to RWX, which means read, write and execute. So that AWS 1, 2 and 3, if they get the permission of write and execute as well, so that they can enter into the file and append the content. If they want to write anything under the ABC file, they can do that because they get the permission, because they get the full permission, read, write, execute. But now if we assume and now if we check it here carefully, we can see here that along with AWS 1, 2 and 3, AWS 4 and 5th user is also getting the full permission, RWX, but it is not good. Why? Because as a hub user, hub doesn't want that these two users, which is the AWS 4 and the AWS 5, they do get the full permission RWX. Hub doesn't trust in both of the user. He doesn't want that AWS 4 and 5 can do any operation in his particular file. So now what he can do, if he provides the full permission under the other section, so in the other section, if he provide full permission, so each and every normal user can perform any task, can do any operation in his file. So it is say, so that's why the group management concept is came under Linux. So now here, how does the group management used? Basically, hub can do other operation. Hub can use the second way. So the second way is that hub can make AWS 1, AWS 2 and AWS 3. All these three members of this group. Okay, so the group section is came here because if we do not want that in the other section, if we do not want to provide full permission, if we want just particular specific users get the full permission, so we will going to add these users into the group section. Okay, and in the group section will provide the full permission RWX, and if we provide full permission here, we can make AWS 1, 2 and 3 the member of our group, and we know the group is hub, so all these users will be the member of hub group now. Okay, so that's why the group section is being came in the Linux, and group management topic is came in the Linux. Okay, so that's how we will able to do that. In such situation, there is no other user, normal user can do any operation. Only that particular users, AWS 1, 2 and 3, who is the member of our group can do the operation, as we have provided full permission under the group section. But remember, the admin, the main owner of the group will be only that particular user who has created the file. Okay, so as we all know that the group section, the group owner is hub, so hub has the full rights to enter someone, to add a member in his group or to remove a member in his group. No similar or no normal user can do this operation, even if it is AWS 1, even if it is AWS 2 or AWS 3. If we have made all these three members of our group, but it does not mean that they can do all operations. Okay, so this happens under group management, and that's why the group management concept came here. Now let's move forward. Okay, so I hope you all are able to understand that much. Now let's move forward. So basically what happens? Suppose, basically what we will going to do, suppose we have created a group. Now we have created a group by using group add command. We have created a group named as India. Okay, and it is a kind of a by own created group. Okay, so we have created a group India, and I have made members AWS 1, 2, AWS 3, AWS 4, AWS 5 and hub. All these users the member of my group India. Now I have assigned India group full permission. I have also assigned India group full permission RWX. Now all these users can perform any task, can do any operation in that group. if in this group there is any file or there is any folder, they all users can append or can do any operations. Okay, so that's how we will able to do the group management topic. Now, under group management, there are two categories, okay, of groups. So basically there are two categories of group. The very first is your primary group and the second one is your secondary group. Now let's understand deeply what does mean by the primary and the secondary group. So as the name is suggesting, primary means the group which belong to us. Suppose I am the user and automatically my group is also get generated. So I am the admin of that particular group and this group is my primary group. So basically primary group is you will able to understand it like how if your UID and your GID is similar, so that it is your primary group. Okay, one more thing, basically I'm able to understand you how you can be able to understand. Let's take an example. Uh, suppose this is your home. Okay, this is your home. So this one is your home which is belong to you only you. This home is belong to you, so you are the primary member of this home. So this kind of group whom you are the primary member or primary admin which belongs to you. Okay, so the group which belongs to you, this kind of a group is known as primary group. Now assume there is also a home, assume this is also a home, okay, in which you visit sometimes. Okay, suppose you have visited someone else home. Suppose you have visited your visit others home, like when you visit others home, so it is a kind of a home which refers to secondary place. Okay, so such kind of a group in which you are a member, in which you are a member of that particular group and the group is not belong to you anywhere, so that kind of a group is known as secondary group. So that you can understand it, suppose right now the hub user is the member of India group as well. Now the hub user is the member of India group. So we all able to understand? Yeah, just a second. Yeah, where we were? Okay. So yeah, I'm saying hub is the member of India group as well and hub is the member of its own group hub as well. So hub its own group hub is the primary group and hub is the member of India group. Now India is the secondary group for hub. Okay, now I think you are able to understand the hub is the primary group for the hub user and India is the secondary user for the secondary group for the hub user. So the group which belongs to you, which is yours, it is known as primary group, and the group which belongs to others, in which you are a member, in which you are a visitor just, so this kind of a group is known as secondary group. Okay, so we'll also going to see how we can make a secondary group and a primary group in the practical. One more thing, let's understand under the group management topic, and it is also a theoretical part. So basically we are able to understand till that, like how what is the user, how we can provide permission to a particular user so that they can do the operations. Okay, similarly we are able to understand the or we are able to categorize them. Now let's assume uh, this is an application, this is an application 1 and an application number 2 and an application number 3. Now let's assume we have created 3 secondary groups. Suppose the first group is your TCK group, the other group you have created a cloud group, and a group you have created prod group. Now let's understand. Now the hub user wants to do the operation in these groups. Now what we will going to do, we will going to make hub the member of that group, of these groups. Okay, so now the hub is the secondary member of these groups. So these groups are the secondary group for the hub user. Okay, so I hope you will able to understand that as well. So basically in the practical part of group management, we're going to cover up how we can add a new group, how we can make someone an admin member of that particular group. Okay, how we can remove a user from a group, how we can add a user under a group, how we can delete a group as well. We're going to perform all these things under the group management topic. So till the time we'll able to do the practical, let's break the lecture here. Okay, and we'll meet soon with the next part on group management. Okay, so yeah, I hope this lecture would be helpful to all of you and you find this lecture very helpful. Okay, so yeah, let's wind up here and thanks for watching.